There's already bickering going on. Senator Joe Manchin, the Democrat from West Virginia, wants to spend only $1 to $1.5 trillion. Senator Bernie Sanders, the independent from Vermont, calling anything short of $3.5 trillion totally unacceptable. End quote. Tropical storm Nicholas headed toward the coast Sunday night, threatening to bring heavy rain and floods to coastal areas of Texas, Mexico, and Louisiana, where roughly 117,000 households remain without electricity since Hurricane Ida came to town. Nicholas is expected to reach land on Monday, then over several days is expected to produce heavy rainfall up to 10 inches in Texas and southwest Louisiana. USA Radio News.
For over 20 years, Extendivite has been helping people. Here is a testimonial from Amazon.com. Glad I found this product. I am 51 years old and started getting headaches a couple of times a week. I went to the doctor and my blood pressure was a little high at around 150/95. I found out about Extendivite and I ordered some to try it. Immediately, I felt better and it lowered my blood pressure and my headaches went away almost instant. I have been taking it now for about 4 months, and I am so glad I found this product. You won't be disappointed. Extendivite is only $69.95 for a 2-month supply. To order, call 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com. That's HEARTDROP.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention and God bless America.
Hey there, Dr. Manal Fakori here. As a small business owner, CEP member, and former chair of our Chamber of Commerce, I know firsthand how important public-private collaboration is for smart growth. Ocala needs leadership focused on increasing good-paying jobs, fostering small business growth, and building the infrastructure to sustain the population and business growth for our city. On September 21st, vote for a prosperous Ocala. Vote Dr. Manal Fakori for mayor.
Get out and vote. September 21st is the election for the city of Ocala. It's nonpartisan, so whether you're a Democrat or Republican doesn't matter. It's a perfect time for all registered Ocala voters to be heard concerning local issues. Every vote matters. Don't let someone else speak for you by not voting. Apathy about voting has become somewhat of a problem. Get out and vote. Be part of the solution, not part of the problem.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
And now read Ocala Downtown Newspaper online.
Hey, Mid-Florida, have you checked this week's ad for Bob Wine's Community Garden? Here's a sneak peek for some excellent specials for early fall. First off, fall veggies. They've arrived. Too many to name here just to know if you want veggies. Bob has them in the jumbo 4-pack, just $4.99. Here's a hot special. It's Bob's favorite, Mexican firebush. Hummingbirds love them, and they're only $19.99. Check out those fall garden mums. Many colors. You can get 6 for just $29.99. And that azalea closeout continues. All azaleas, large and small, dozens of colors, are 50% off. It's a great time to plant trees, and you always get Bob's super low prices. Plus, when you buy one, you get a second one for half price. So don't forget to check the ad, then head on over to Bob Wine's Community Gardens, Southeast 38th Street in Ocala, daily till 4, Saturdays till 3, and the same blooming location for almost 70 years.
It's Monday. Not sure how you did it, but you actually survived an entire 2 days without hearing from Tom. Good job to you. And once again, good luck.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. You heard her. She said, you don't know how you survived 2 days without hearing from me. I don't know how I survived 6 months without football. Galen, you all joined us from Life South. Galen, the NFL opened this weekend, college football in its actual third week, second week of big teams opening. I will tell you, my Georgia Southern Eagles played the Florida Atlantic University, is it the Owls, I guess they are?
Yeah.
And opened up with a 6-0 lead, and then got boat raced by Florida Atlantic after that. Boat raced.
Yeah, and
Nicosi Perry looked really good.
And there's a couple of local kids who play on that team, including Tony Johnson. He's probably going to get redshirted this year, but he's at FAU playing for them from Vanguard, and also Savion Harris. But again, it's pretty awesome. It was good to see, when Cozy looked good.
They boat raced my guys. Yeah,
he looked. But you know what though? He just looked comfortable. When he was at Miami, I don't know if he was ever comfortable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I always felt like
the pressure at Miami had a lot to do with that too.
I think it was a lot to do with the coaching. It was so much upheaval. And I know a lot of reports have come out about the infighting that was going on over the last. It's still going on 5 or 6 years, between the administration and the coaching staff, and there's still some real questions about what kind of a football program they want. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of issues, which is I really believe. I don't think Miami will ever be under the current administration, the current president. They will never win a national championship.
So
and I don't think they'll win one in any sport.
So Miami played. The University of Miami played Appalachian State. I went to graduate school at Appalachian State, by the way. Was a grad assistant for their football program 1 year there before I went to Avery County High School as the defense coordinator. But Appalachian, look, I made a wager with a buddy of mine, and here was the way. It's one of these great wagers, Galen. Yeah. It's a great wager.
Yeah.
The money, the points were 9 points. So I got 9 points for $20. Okay? Just a gentlemanly bet. It's actually we're $20 lunch. Lunch or dinner can't exceed $20. But if Miami had won by 19 or more, I'd have lost and had to pay $50. Or if Appalachian State won outright, he'd had to pay me $50. Because I thought Appalachian State was going to win the football game outright. And they should have.
They did. Oh, yeah. There's no doubt they should have. Yeah.
So Miami did not play well Saturday against a team that people think is inferior, although Appalachian State's a much better football program than anybody in the Power 5 conferences want to give them credit for. Then Florida takes to the field against a team that was outgunned, but there's a serious quarterback issue at Florida. Is it Emory Jones or is it Richardson? Because Richardson did, even with his twinge in his hamstring, there's some questions Dan Mullen's got to ask. So the Florida team I saw the last 2 weeks will get embarrassed this week by the defending national champion Alabama Crimson Tide. If they play the same way they did over the past 2 weeks, they'll get embarrassed by Alabama. But then the third team in Florida that's a major program, they got embarrassed by a team from Alabama, but it was a small school named Jacksonville State. By the way, doesn't the former Florida Gator quarterback coach that team?
Yeah, he sure does.
I think he does.
He had them ready to go. How
do you lose that? Get 4th and 17, 6 seconds to go, and you let a guy get behind your defense that far down the field? How in the hell does that happen?
Yeah, I didn't even watch the game. I didn't watch anything, and I got this text from my son. He goes, "We lost," and I think he was a little embarrassed. But I do think they had some COVID issues. I think they had some players out with COVID. But again, you gotta win that football game, don't you, Tom?
Even if you got COVID issues, you should be able to beat Jacksonville State.
Absolutely. And again, it just goes to show you how bad the recruiting has been at FSU for so long. I mean, Taggart's lack of recruitment was legendary. But I know they have a lot of rebuilding to do, but you needed to win this football game.
It's Jacksonville State. It's a 1AA team.
And by the way, they had a ton of recruits in the stands.
that saw
I
that.
mean, like 27,
Yeah.
28. Yeah,
Yeah.
not good.
It's the same.
Not good.
It is the exact equivalent of Georgia Southern coming into the swamp and beating Florida that year, 26-20.
Absolutely correct.
Will Muschamp's last year in Florida. It's the exact same. And by the way, don't get me wrong, Jacksonville State will compete for the 1AA National Championship this year. A very good football
Doesn't matter.
program. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
It's not good. Not good.
Good. In the 1990s, Miami, Florida, and Florida State were all ranked in the top 5 numerous times between the middle 80s and the 1990s.
Mm-hmm.
Florida was in its heyday with athletics for college. Florida, Florida State, and Miami. The national championship had to come through this state. One of those 3 schools, you had to come through this state to win the national championship. Now here we are, 25 years later. This may be the weakest that I've ever seen the 3 big schools. I mean, once they got to prominence. I know in the early 70s and all, when Miami and Florida weren't in Florida State wasn't in prominence, and Florida couldn't beat their way out of a wet paper bag. But since they all came to national prominence, this may be the worst the 3 of them have been at one time that I can remember.
Well, we weren't really even a state in the 70s. No, I'm joking. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Tom. This is sad. This is a sad day. It's a sad time right now.
And it's one of the 2 or 3 best states to recruit. It's one of the 2 or 3 best states to recruit in the country.
Florida has more players in the NFL than every other state.
Every other state,
right? And now they just don't play here.
No, they play at Georgia. They play at Alabama. They play at LSU. They play at Texas. They go to Ohio State.
There are 6 guys right now at Trinity Catholic that are being recruited by schools in the SEC. None of and I think this is important. From what I understand, none of them are being recruited by the University of Florida, Florida State, or Miami.
But they're being recruited by SEC schools,
including Alabama, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. All of those schools, LSU, all of those schools are better. Than
by
the 3
far
in Florida.
By far.
So this is why when Florida State was great, when Miami was great, and when Florida was great, they all had a guy who knew every single coach in the state of Florida, every single player of any significance in the state of Florida, and they were talking to him. Now, you keep hiring guys who have no connection to the state. Now, I do think they got Mullins. I think he'll turn that around. And I do think Novell up in Florida State will turn that around. But Miami is nowhere near. They're much further behind than those 2 schools. But the first thing they need to do is build a wall around Florida and keep all your recruits. There's a guy in Tallahassee right now who's a running back, and he's like number 5 in the country, and Florida State's not on his list.
And he's in Tallahassee.
How does that happen?
You know
what I'm saying?
Look,
okay. Here's the last one. Marvin Jones, who you could argue is the greatest linebacker to come out at college career of Florida State. Right, Derek Brooks is in that. There's some other guys, but Marvin Jones went on to the Jets, had a hip replacement, and still was great. His son is not going to Florida State. His son is looking at Florida, Alabama, LSU, and Georgia.
That's a problem.
His son's not going to Florida State. Come on.
That's an issue.
What are we doing, Marvin? I know Marvin pretty well. I was like, come on, Marvin.
Well,
you got to fix this.
I said this weekend, and they looked at me like I'd lost my mind, like I was crazy. I said, you do realize who the best head football coach is in the state of Florida right now at the college level? And they were like, well, Mullen probably. I go, no, Gus Malzahn. He's got a national championship. He's been there. He right now is the most decorated coach in the state of Florida, and he's at UCF. And they were like, well, no, man won a national championship. He is the most decorated coach right now, and that's a problem when the coach with the best resume in the state of Florida is at UCF. That's a problem.
Yeah, I don't think he's a very good coach. I think he just got lucky and paid the right player.
Hey, whatever you got to do.
It's legal now. It's making a marketing.
100%. Don't hate Malzahn because he did something before the NCAA smartened up and figured out that that's what needed to be done.
Yeah. So what did you think about Trevor Lawrence's performance?
I think that they're going to get him killed. That's what I think. I said that they should have kept Minshew with his 70 stash, let him get beat up and destroyed for a while till the offensive line comes into its own, and then put Trevor Lawrence back there. I thought he looked
terrible,
but he didn't look comfortable because you can't get comfortable when you're running for your life.
No, he threw 2 picks, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. So, let's talk about it. What was the biggest upset of the weekend? Ohio State losing to Oregon, or was it Florida State losing to Jacksonville State? Which was a bigger upset?
Oh, the Florida State, by far.
To Florida State fans, but to the nation, it's probably Ohio State losing, wasn't it?
Well, Ohio State. I don't think anybody. For me, it was Florida State.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy at all with that.
No, I'm sure you weren't.
I mean, Ohio State. I mean, they look what they lost. I mean, it's hard. Ask Florida how hard it is to replace a quarterback. Florida State hasn't had a quarterback in like 15 years.
Yeah. Alabama seems to have no problem.
Well, Alabama's Alabama. Look at Clemson.
Yeah.
Clemson's really – the ACC is brutal this year. But, I thought North Carolina was going to be good. I don't know if there's a good team in that division. This is the kind of year that Georgia Tech rolls, right? They'll finish this season 7-3 and win the ACC.
Oh, by the way, I just got a thing. Malzahn didn't win a national championship. Gene Chizik did. That's right. I was wrong. Malzahn played for the national championship.
That's correct.
He played for the national championship. Yes.
That's right.
He played for it. He didn't win it.
That's right. Yeah, that's
right. He was the Jameis Winston. That's the Jameis Winston year. That's right.
That's correct.
So, thanks for correcting us there, listener. Appreciate you always wanting to correct me when I'm to show that people that I'm wrong quite a bit. I appreciate that.
You're wrong a lot.
I am. I really am. Hey, let's take a minute and talk about prep football. Denellen and Vanguard, 13-6 game was everything everybody thought it would be. Vanguard comes out on top though with the win. And look, when you think about it, it went the way it was supposed to go probably. But they're the 2 best football teams in this county. Westport takes it on the chin from North Marion.
They look bad.
They didn't look good.
Really bad.
They didn't look good. Although North Marion was only up 3-0. When they entered they were only up 3-0 in the fourth quarter, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And then interceptions, fumbles, you name it. It was just instant offense.
So then Vanguard beats Denellen 13-6. This is the one that gets me. Trinity lost again. This time to Gainesville, the Purple Hurricane. This is 2. They're 0-2 now, and they haven't looked good in either game. Is this because John Brantley's still trying to put his stamp on what's going to happen this year? Is it him just playing up teams that are up, and that way he gets ready for the playoffs in his area? I mean, 0-2 is not what I thought they'd be.
Hurricanes are not up.
No.
No. I think there's a bigger issue there. I still think they need a quarterback. They have all kinds of talent, all
4
over.
turnovers Trinity made. 4 turnovers.
Yeah, and that's really where it starts. They have a ton of transfers who are just trying to figure it out, but they really, really need to get a quarterback.
I mean, it's just everybody thinks they're supposed to be so good. They 0-2 is not where I thought they would be at this time of the year.
No, absolutely. Now they could still make the playoffs because of the way it works. Again, they really, really need to step up and find a quarterback.
So, and then Lake Weir forced 6 takeaways Friday night and still lost.
Can I just
to George Jenkins, 27-13.
Going back to Trinity, if your quarterbacks, and they played 2 of them on Friday night, if your quarterbacks are combined 9 for 29 for 90 yards,
that's an issue. That's an issue. That's an issue. So, not really a good week for
Akron?
Marion County football. Bellevue loses as well.
Of course. Like Weir lost. The only team that won was Dunellen, and they beat up on North Marion.
North Marion beat Westport and then Vanguard. Everybody else lost.
Absolutely.
And the North Marion and Vanguard beat up on 2 county schools.
Yep.
Football is not good. 3-4 years ago, football was at a high point in this area. I think it's taken a step back this year. It's not, the talent level is not there. And you know what? I had this discussion with a coach who is a head coach in the juniors at MCYFL, which is I think is that the oldest group they do is juniors, the 12, 13-year-olds, seniors.
No, they have seniors.
Well, he was a
they're
juniors.
In 8th grade.
He was a juniors coach, and I had this discussion with him, and I go, the ebb and flow of football in Marion County is, to me, to be blamed on the MCYFL, the Marion County Youth Football League. And he goes, how can you say that? I go, because from the time these kids are 6 or 7 years old till they get to high school, they're just playing each other. They have no understanding of anything outside of this county. They have no understanding of talent, what it takes to play against people outside the county. I go, whether you like it or not, and the Pop Warner team here in town is useless. Believe me, I was part of Pop Warner for a while. But the fact
no, you're wrong on that. But okay.
I know some.
I know that. No.
I know backstories and everything. How they tried to destroy our North Marion Pop Warner team and everything because they didn't like that we were starting our own team and everything. Believe me.
Yeah, that was years ago.
Yeah.
There's first of all, Dunellen won the national championship.
No, I didn't say Pop Warner. I mean in Pop Warner and Ocala. Pop Warner and Dunellen and Bellevue is good.
There's one that practice.
Yeah.
There's one that practices right there at Trinity Catholic, and they are very, very good.
Yeah, but the thing is, my point is, when you play the same kids, the Pop Warner teams go play in Crystal River. They go play in Dunellen. They go play up in Bradford County, up in Stark. They play other people from around the state, and you're only as good as the people you play. And if you're playing the same kids over and over, and then MCYFL gets the good kid, a lot of good kids on one team, you're not really, in my opinion, and I don't know much about football, I only played it for a long time. In my opinion, you're not building a foundation countywide for good football because you're not building a foundation of competition. You're playing the same people over and over and over. It's kind of like a home game of poker. You're not going to really grow in that home game because if you're the best person in that home game, you're going to win most of the time, but you're taking your friends' money. It's not really that gratifying. To me, the kids of this county have been done a disservice at the high school level by not being able to play out of county more in the youth football leagues. And that's just my opinion.
I just think you're completely wrong. Look at the talent that the MCYFL has created, right? They had – last year,
they have talent.
11.
They have talent, but not enough talent to field all the high school teams. They have individual talent. You go to Jacksonville. The Pop Warner up there is amazing.
Okay, whoa.
Crystal River's Pop Warner is amazing.
Oh no, it's not. No, it's not. That's absolutely no, because the Crystal River football team is atrocious. They're absolutely atrocious. You can go out on that ledge all by yourself. I'm out there. Because none of that. By the way, everything that you just said is wrong. It's patently wrong. First of all, MCYFL is for
It's
what
one
it is,
county
for a county
only.
league,
It's one county only.
It's fantastic. Look at the athletes that have come out of Pop Warner or out of that.
Yes, you're
We
going to
have
tell
a
me.
Pop
You're going to
Warner
tell me.
program,
You're going to tell me.
and they're very good.
You're going to tell me out of
There's
MCYFL
no-
the stars
okay,
that come out of
yeah,
MCYFL.
Okay, all right. Let me ask you this:
Uh-huh.
Vanguard High School. First of all, we have had a team in the Final Four 3 of the last 4 years.
Yes.
A different school in the county 3 of the last 4 years have played for the state championship title. Tom, Vanguard has gone to 5 straight regional finals.
Yes.
Right? That means you are one of the top 8 teams, or I'm sorry, top 4 teams in the state of Florida in your classification.
And yet they get boat raced when they get there.
That's not, again, that is also not true. Every time they've lost to the eventual winner. So I don't know where your thoughts are on youth football and Ocala is, but you're completely wrong. And you're completely discounting the fact that we have 4 or 5 nationally recognized and ranked 7-on-7 teams that produce incredible talent. So, yeah, you're just flat out wrong.
7-on-7, no travel. 7-on-7 travel and play against other competition. That's all I'm saying. You're right. The 7-on-7 program is great here because they play against other competition. They don't just beat up on the same kids.
You could not be more wrong. You could not be more wrong. You're just flat out wrong.
Says a man. When was the last time you played? Oh, yeah. You were in JV, I think, was the last time you played?
No, I never played football.
Oh, that's even better.
I graduated high school at 118
It's even better.
But hey, look, I want to be very clear. This. I cannot play it. I cannot teach it, but I sure can criticize it.
We can all do that. Look, I'm just saying in my opinion.
I've seen a lot.
I'm just saying in my opinion.
But the facts don't back you up, Tom. The facts don't. And you're comparing it to Crystal River. Really?
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying Pop Warner's a better option to me, in my opinion, than MCYFL to build winning football through the high school level.
You're wrong. You're just wrong. It's just flat out wrong.
You can say that, but you're not going to sway me. I know I'm right.
But
I know I'm right.
Pop Warner, we won the national title for Pop Warner. By the way, back to back, 4 years ago.
Yes, because Dunellen does the right, and that's why Dunellen wins.
Okay. Now, you do know that Dunellen also has a team in MCYFL, right?
Yeah, I know. It's the kids that aren't good enough to play Pop Warner. I get it.
No. And again, the MCYFL we've had, look at all of the
I know everybody loves the MCYFL.
In the NFL.
I know the MCYFL. People love it, and the Brantleys built it, and it's great. I know. No, it's not. It's horrible, in my opinion.
You're wrong.
That's all I can say.
You're just completely wrong.
That's all I'm saying.
You couldn't be more wrong.
Well,
can't be more
and
wrong
that
on
stagnant attitude about, we need the 30 teams that are just right here at Jeremy Gant to play, and that's the best option.
Flat out wrong.
Is wrong. It's just wrong.
Right.
Hey, Galen.
It is. It's not even close to being.
Galen, you know what was wrong? You know what was wrong?
Embarrassing take.
You know what was wrong? You know what was wrong that we can agree on? We can agree on this. 4th and 17 with 6 seconds to go. You don't let nobody behind you. We can agree on that.
No, you got to.
We can agree on that.
I don't know if that was a coaching, but somebody really.
Somebody,
wow,
the pooch was not in good shape on that one.
No.
Galen, where's the Bloodmobile today?
Hey, today for the first time in a long time, we're at the College of Central Florida. So
wow, that's very nice.
It's
good.
Huge for us. And then we're also at the local Planet Fitness, but as always, we're right there on the Boulevard. Check us out at right on Silver Springs, and go to lifesouth.org.
Galen, he joins us every day. Brought to you by Just Shipped, Penn Flooring and Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation. Talk to you tomorrow.
All right, bye all.
352-629-2440. A few of our tractor services include bush hogging, disking, and rototilling.
International Airport.
This is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Lance Pry.
Tropical storm Nicholas strengthened as it neared the Gulf Coast Monday, threatening to bring up to 10 inches of rain to Texas, Mexico, and Louisiana. Keep in mind the storm could intensify into a hurricane before landfall if it spends more time over water, and it is a slow mover. Louisiana Governor